Alright, what's going on, everybody? Just 1 second here. Get these settings set just right. There we are. And I'm also gonna go fix them. Okay. Turn this down. And mic check. Check's done. Perfect. Okay. So it did go ahead and spawn us over here at the house, but as everyone knows, we bought a different house, a different. So currently, I don't know why I'm walking. So here's actual place. This is where I think I might be able to sell that other one. Let's see. I can go ahead and sell that house so that we don't spawn there anymore. That'd be We'll see. I think I should be able to. Yeah, because we technically own it. So, yeah. So we made $10,000 already. Just started. Okay, so today we have pretty much everything plowed that we want to turn into grass, which is good. So today I'd like to go ahead and get case out. And let's see. So I'm betting that this right here is going to need to be done. Because just gonna guess it's probably like the rest of it. And it's not actually here. Just painted here. So we'll go ahead and rip this up, so we'll get this planted today as well. Later on today we can get this planted. Stuff to do today. Let's get this first. I think I might go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just widen this as well while I'm here. Just go to this spot right here, straight across. Throw some grass in here. Speaking of, we're gonna have to buy a cedar as well now. So, I need to think about price-wise that. Let's go ahead and get the helpful. Also, we have $761,000. So here's the thing. We can't keep parking the tractors in the cow barn. It's just not gonna work long term. You could technically store them on one side. That being said, I want to see what a shed's gonna cost to put it. Type of shed, because 35 grand. This basically fits almost perfectly in the spot. But then, well, that's a little bit too big. Then there's also this. This is kind of takes up the spot a little bit better. Looks like you have a out front, like for a skid loader or something. And then you got the door where you could actually put smaller equipment in here. If we're being honest, we're really just using that mower. So, decisions. Because we could put two of these right next to each other, just boom, boom, and then there's that. About that's a little bit big. The area. Uh, this is cool. I like this a lot. Has a storage in it as well. This might be something that we come back to later on today when we get some other things done. We can ponder on it, because I kind of like this idea right here. That's really nice. It matches the cattle barn pretty well. And if you look at it, it's got the white and the black. And I think that would go really well right here. But that's the thing that we have to think about is, that's $200,000. So let's go ahead and just hold off. Let's hold off on that for now. We're gonna go ahead and park this behind here. We can move it later. Like I said, it'll work for a little while to store some things. I want to make some decent money so that we can put a shed in once, and then, we're done at that point. So, with that being said, let's see. There's a little tractor here, the 100 horsepower. It's not what we need though. I feel like this case should be able to handle pretty much everything that we need to do. Um, so for seeders, don't really have to go humongous with it. There's not that much to plant. I also don't want to get too small. That one's 6 meters. I think the smallest, I think that's going to be probably our best bet for this, just to throw some grass in. It's not an overly large field area. 300 horsepower to operate it. I think the tractor has that. Um, ooh, I didn't realize how much that cost. Yikes. Um, okay. And we also need this. So we'll figure that one out together, because I bought it. So we'll uh, see how that goes. Now, I also need to see what horsepower we have in this tractor, because that might be an issue. So we have 261 horsepower in this tractor. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to test it. So let me figure out if I remember. So it should be straight down. Alright, so we'll go ahead. And I'd really like to make some money so we can invest in. Oh, it's real. I'd really like to start making some money so we can invest in a pickup and flatbed, so that we don't have to be driving back and forth, the tractor back and forth. And then we just put the tractor on the trailer, drive down there, use it to move the equipment around, to put that on the trailer, load it all back up, and then we just head on back to the house. Or, a lot of times, the dealership will have equipment that I can use to put it on a trailer. Then I have my own equipment at home, so yeah, it would just be nice to get that figured out. But that we have 675,000, but I feel like that's gonna start going very quickly when we start talking about our cattle. Because we also need to think about wheat, and we need to think about straw, which is why we need to think about wheat. So that'll be a bridge that we cross when we get there. now. Just see, I'm hoping, especially after driving all the way down here, I'm hoping that 261 horsepower should hopefully connect to this. No. No. I forgot. Yeah, so they have hours of operation. So as you can see here, Monday, um, 8 to 4. Yep, 8 to 4, 8 to 4, 8 to 4, 8 to 4. Saturday and Sundays are closed. So it's 1700 after. So it's 5:13 now. Yep, they closed. So, the funny part about that though is we can come in here. We just can't get any equipment in here because of the fence. Which I don't know if I could potentially remove that, but I don't really want to. The fact that it's closed is kind of cool. Makes it harder though, because there's certain things you can do. Like right now, I can't seed now until tomorrow because I can't get this out. So, um, but you can shop still. So if I wanted to see if that tractor worked, I could. In theory, I could buy another one. Okay. And put it all the way up, so 261. Um, and we're just doing this to see. But, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. Well, actually, I'm thinking if we buy it, we're gonna have to keep it, no matter what. So we'll have two of these, just because if I buy this and then try to sell it, I'm not gonna get what I'm putting into it. And could always use more than one tractor, because but then that's the thing, I would like a tractor with a front loader on it, so not gonna go ahead, we're not gonna do that. What we are gonna do though is I'll just go here, and yes, we're gonna solve this way. Alright, there we go. It is daylight now, let's get back to awesome. They're open. Okay. So, I gotta remember how this works. Pretty sure. I gotta get the other side. Duh. Let's hope this works. We also need to put some seed in. Just gonna go ahead and buy some. Okay. One, will that do it? No. You know what? They're 800 bucks. Let's go ahead and get four. Just to be safe. Let's get Because we'll always probably come back for more seed. So that's interesting. There we go. Okay, so let's go back over to the house. And then we need to figure out how to make some money so that we can get that shop put in. I love traffic on this one, on this map. um, so, because that shop that we were looking at was 200,000. It's a little bit pricey. But, okay, yep. Just wrap the tractor around the car, that's great. I'm gonna need your insurance after that. Oh, you're driving away. Alright. Technically I hit him, but they drove away, it's fine. Oh no. These roads are far too narrow to be doing it this way. Anyways, once we get the grass planted in here, hopefully we can look at options. We've seen options for what we want to do. Shop up here so that we have storage for all of our equipment. I think this cedar might actually be almost perfect for the path. Sweet. There you have it. We are putting in part of the grass now. Exciting moment. It'll be interesting once we get up to these signs, considering the way that we had to do it with the plow to come through here. It'll be kind of a challenge, since if you watched episode 1, we had to go all the way up to it, and then fold, and then back up to it on the other side. And as you can tell with this cedar, it's not going to necessarily work. So we'll turn it off and see. And I guess it went pretty far. It could actually work. Let's go to the other side of it. See what happens here. Sweet. I think we're actually going to have grass growing around these signs. I was concerned that wasn't going to work out because of the way we would have to do this, but it seems like it worked out the best way it could there. I may knock out a little bit of the... Oh, no, we're good. Alright. We also need to decide if we're going to harvest that or not, because I don't have any... I mean, we have no equipment to do cotton. So that's the next question we have to answer. Hopefully this fits to the very end. Just... this way. So this setup is supposed to be 300 horsepower to run it, and we're running it with this old case here with 261 horsepower, so it's pretty impressive. You can tell that it's bogging down just a little bit, but I mean it's getting the job done, so that's all you can really ask of. I'm pleased that we don't have to buy a bigger tractor to go ahead and get this done because of the current budget that we have. It's year one. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take out some of this cotton. Well, what it will let me take out. Um, but we're in year one and we don't have any cattle or anything yet. So, gotta watch that a little bit too. Speaking of, it's pretty much set up for a dairy farm. I was gonna ask your guys' opinion once we get to cows, how you feel about it, what you think we should run. I usually um, mess with Holsteins a lot more than anything else on this one. I just enjoy Holsteins, they're really cool. Actually, let's go ahead and right next to it, turn this off for a second. That's where you feed them, right? Okay, so you have your brown Swiss. These are your Holsteins. These are the ones that I said I usually mess with. These are your Angus. Um, those are good meat cows. And Limousin cows as well. I haven't messed with these ones as much. Holsteins, I like the return on your investment. Buy them young, they sell for 15.50. The Angus is also one of those. Yeah, so we'll have to figure that out as well. But let's get back to planting this so that we can get it at least done today. Leave the chart. There it is. Alright. Alright, so we're going to finish up getting this planted. This field doesn't take us too. I'd like to look at a couple other things today if we have time. So I'm hoping. Also, we need to make a decision on a vehicle to transport, like we were talking about a trailer before, transport back and forth. It's time that we talk about that because I was just thinking as we're doing this grass here, it's not but eventually it's looking like we're gonna start to run out of seed, and we're gonna have to go to the store again to pick up the seed that we have there. the other idea was to invest in another seeder. The only problem with that is, once we're done seeding this grass right here, there's not a lot that we're going to be seeding for a little bit. Maybe some wheat. But I'd kind of like to find a small field that has wheat growing in it, and then go ahead and harvest that for the first year. Then we can sell that land back and get our money out of the land after we use the crop that was already there. Just an idea. I am coming around here again just to make sure we got it all. There was a couple pieces there. I'm not wasting that much seed by going back through. Really want to make sure we got some good grass growing. We probably will use the machine that we were using on episode 1. Probably will use that a little bit. But I also want to look into using some of the mowers that recently downloaded. They're pretty cool deck mowers. There's one for a skid steer as well, which is pretty cool. It's like a brush cutter. So I wouldn't mind getting some of that equipment down the road here, but I know that there's a lot of farms in the area that needs a lot of help. Like there's that one area we're gonna build a farm. That's gonna take a lot of work back there, for sure, because there's trees and brush and just everything under the sun that we need to get rid of. Really hope that we get all of this planted almost perfectly timing so that one isn't growing more than the other. So hopefully this works out. I'm really impressed with this old case though. Honestly, it's been a really good tractor so far, and I almost, knowing now that it in fact will do what you need it to do, makes me kind of say that yeah, I probably could have bought another one when we talked about it earlier. I'm glad I didn't still because of the price tag on it. That would be, that's money that we need to save. But in the near future, I definitely will buy another one of these. But let's get this all cleaned up here. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and clean up around this bush. Get this top part here. I knew that tree was weird. There's a certain spot that was tight around it. But we got as far over as we could on it. And this one's interesting as well, yep. You would think that that wasn't, like, stop you right there. Like, that does not look... If you were to go down there and look at it, it doesn't look like it should stop you. But you just gotta swing it just right to get through there. I'm actually thinking that we might be able to plant all of this without needing to go get more seeds. So that could have been be a good thing that we don't have to go buy a truck and a trailer right now to go ahead and get that done, because we don't. Yeah. Oh, the other thing too is we need to get the concrete crew, or at least a rock crew or something. You guys let me know if you want to put gravel in there. But that little shed, we can put equipment in, or we could store the bales that we get out of here. However we decide to do that anyways, but okay, let's get this side over here. Right, that's good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and do a border run with this really quick. There's cotton in here. I know how to harvest it. I can get the job done. But the question is, do we want to lease the equipment to do cotton? Is it better to just cut our losses with it, go ahead and plant it to grass, and start doing silage for cows? So that's kind of where the question is in there. I'm completely fine with ripping it out and just going with grass there. Or, we do have the cedar now. We could rip it out and do some wheat in that area. So, that's an option. But do we want to harvest the cotton? I wouldn't mind having the extra money for it. But I guess we're just gonna have to decide. So let's get up here. Let's get turned around. This car is not going to pay attention. That's one thing about farm stuff. The drivers on here are exactly like drivers in real life. Alright. So we just have this little bit left here that we need to get coming down across. It's just this little area. Then we can decide if we want to plow up all this cotton and go to wheat. Since cotton harvesting equipment's a little bit pricier than we want to spend right now. What's up, James Dolan? What's going on, brother? For sure, bro. There's your shout out, man. Check out James Dolan on YouTube. So what's going on, man? Did you see last night's episode 1? Also, if you like watching Call of Duty streams and stuff like that, you can find me over on Twitch playing Gunfight, Modern Warfare 3. I think we're gonna have plenty of grass growing in this area though once we finally get this section here planted. I'm actually gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna hire a worker to finish this section for us. So we can go look into something like that shop. What we could potentially do to make some quick money. So let's see what we got here. I know that we have grass in the mower machine here, which we were going to turn to silage, which also means we need to figure out what we're doing with a silage pit, because I planned on putting that shop in here, but that thing took up the whole area. And I don't really want to use, oh, there's a little bit of land there too, almost forgot. I don't really want to use the grassland that we just planted. Needs lime and it needs. I don't really want to use this grassland that we just planted because it was a lot of work. So I don't want to put a silage pit on top of it. Where else could we potentially? I mean, there's a road here. Where's the road go? Just see. So it just goes down there. But there's another entrance there. You know, we could put. I know that we plowed this up to go ahead and put grass in, but we could just put a silage pit in here instead, because then the pit here. But where they can long term. Oh, I guess we could. New plan. This shop right here, since we have to paint the ground anyways, we have to tear all this out anyway. Why don't we just sell off this building, if it'll let us get rid of this building, and we'll put silage pit in here. Then put that big shop that we liked right there to hold all the equipment. And then we have the best of both worlds because the silage pit will be down there. That stuff is, we can put in like a TMR mixer, mix it all up over there, bring it around, feed them that way. So I think we'll do that. Let's see how much that shop was again. Okay. So this is a $200,000 shop to build. 200,000. We got 672. We got the grass planted. We have some grass already that we could do silage with. We could potentially buy TMR for the first part of the year just to get us by. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and put it down. Alright, and now let's get rid of this one. Oh no. no. Well, okay. So that's planted. So it looks like let's look at this shop. Does it work? Uh, well, that's pretty. I didn't know you'd be able to do that. And we can turn on and off the lights. It's pretty. Alright, so now the only dilemma that we're having is it's a really nice shop, actually. But the problem now is the silage pit, because the original plan was to get rid of that shed right there, put the silage pit in. However, can't get rid of that shed because it comes with the animal barn. So if we sell that, it sells this as well. So I'm thinking, instead of going grass right here, there's plenty of grass on the other side. Instead of doing it here, we'll just go with silage pit across the front. Now it's not the most ideal place. The only other thing that we could do is go ahead and plant the grass there, and then take up a little bit of this here. We take out these trees, place it in through there. Let's get this guy over. I'd really like to fix the painting on the pavement over here. Like to have a guy haul in some gravel or something and make this all look better. I'm gonna go ahead and plant this anyways, because if we plant it and then we place something on it, at least there'd be good looking grass around it. And once I place it down, it'll be hard to do that. Now let's get this last pass here done. Perfect. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and park this in here. The door's open anyways, we might as well pull it in. The shop actually is pretty the area. I didn't realize that it actually came with an operational, like, lift. So that's really. I'll have to try it out on something. Okay, so everything's planted. We got all that grass done as well. Let's look at this here. So everything says it needs a lime. It needs roll. I don't. Okay, so the question is, can we find a roll that's fairly cheap? I want. This is a roller. No, not work. Which is okay. The thing is giant, so. But if we're gonna get something to think about doing it fairly quickly, you know. You know what? Let's give it a try. Alright, let's get the Flintstone car. Let's get it home. Oh, this ain't boot scoots and boogies for. Alright, well, we'll see how this works. If anything, hey, it was only 12 grand, and the lap is worth 12 grand all day. But since all the fields need rolled, we will see if this actually rolls it. Or if we got ripped off. I feel like the guy ripped us off, but who knows? It could be fun. Could be cool. I mean, it even says that I can hire an AI worker, so technically it's set up as a roller. Oh, and it stops on a dime too. And this would be like 2 passes, maybe. And I guess we'll see. Turn on car. Turn on car. The car was already on. Let's see. Needs rolling. Needs rolling. I mean, it needs rolling. Alright. Car's on and it's only letting us go 9 miles an hour, so maybe it's working, maybe it's not. Hopefully it is, because it's a lot of work if it's not. The car is on like it said to be, and we are rolling right along here. It looks like it's changing texture of the ground behind me, so I believe it's but I could be. I don't know that this is the most efficient way to be doing this. We'll probably go ahead and buy an actual roller. Um, but at any rate, it's kind of funny. So I'm gonna go ahead and park this. It's a good laugh, but it doesn't actually do what you want it to do. So we're gonna park it up here just because it looks kind of cool. If I get it to. There you go. Perfect. It's cool up there anyways. Alright, let's get an actual roller going here. We don't have a lot of big areas, so I don't want to go too big with the roller that we buy here, and this one only needs 160 horsepower for me to go ahead and use. So I'm gonna take, we're gonna have to get this tractor back out again, disconnect the equipment, and then I can go ahead and take this tractor. So what we should do here is I'll back this in. I think I just went back to the exact same spot I was already in. Alright, so I'll back this in here. Attach. Switch to the front. I'm gonna pull out. And then back in. I want to swing this way. I'm gonna go ahead and put this by this door. And so next time we use it, we'll pick it up and then we'll back up to there. And that'll give us room to still use this tractor, get it in and out, and store things. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on the road here. We're gonna take this down to the store to get the stuff that we just bought and bring it up here. Get the roll, and actually get the field rolled like it's asking. But definitely, if we can get to a point where we've made enough. See, it looks like it worked down at the bottom of this part of the field. But I don't know. Looked like it did. Probably didn't. But anyways, it'll be really nice once we get to a point that we can afford a pickup and a trailer so that we can actually pull this equipment back to the house. I also did find another tractor as well. John Deere. Just really? You're just gonna drive away like that? Oh, what are you doing, guy? Okay, I don't have road rage. Um. Anyways, I found another John Deere that has quite a bit of horsepower. Actually, it's over the top amount of horsepower, like 1200 horsepower, which is cool. Uh, no one needs that, but it's, yeah. Alright. And I didn't check both ways to see if there was a drain. I'm glad we thought about getting this roller though before the store closed, because we might not have been able to get it tonight. I really want to get that field done so we can get some grass and start buying cows. So we gotta get this back up to the house and then run this guy over, I guess, because he's just, just, alright, drive right through him. Get this back to the house, get that field rolled, and then we got the new shop up. The silage pit. That's the next thing on the agenda there. Once we get this rolled, is where are we putting the silage pit? I know talked about over in front of the cow barn, just because it's a small area. We can throw in some grass there, which we already did, but keep that in there. It's probably gonna be the best place. Yeah, I'm gonna take out that mailbox. Yep. You saw nothing. This will probably take out some of this cotton, but that's okay because, you know, I think we're probably not going to. We're probably not gonna get to that cotton anyways. It might not take it out. It might. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. I don't think it is. Well, some of it is. I'll probably honestly just run a plow through here anyways and get rid of all this cotton because I don't want to pay for the equipment to harvest it anyways. And it doesn't really do us any good with the farm. I know that I should probably be collecting the profit from it, but, well, decisions were made, and things have been done. So, see if I can get this to swing. Don't hit me, thank you. This tractor is honestly a workhorse. Like it really does what you ask it to do. Say, I'm impressed. I almost spoke too soon. I was like, man, we didn't get stuck. Yeah. Yet. Yeah, this will end up looking really nice once the grass grows. We figure out what we're gonna do with that little shed there. I don't think the roller's gonna go through that way, and I honestly don't think it's gonna go through this way either, but we're gonna get what we can with it here. That's pretty much what I'm gonna get that way. And just try to swing it in over here a little bit. Which we might actually swing by that tree, but I doubt it. Yeah, I didn't think so. But we'll go ahead and fold it here. And then we'll just pull through and then go back down that direction because we're done right here anyway. I think we have, yeah, we have another pass out that way. We need to go up time and then down. So let's go ahead and get that done. Let's roll up this way. You can see it's fairly clear where we've been, where we haven't been. Overall, I really like the way this tractor looks doing this job too. Wow, leave it to me. I forget that there's a fence there. I guess we'll be fixing that at a later date. Alright, let's go ahead and let's get as far out as we can. We can make another pass through the middle, but let's get as far out as we can on this first pass here. Down and around. Oh, a little bit too far over there, bud. See? Trying to take out the fence. Acting like it's your first day doing this. I seen that one coming. Okay, I did not see that one coming. Well, I kind of did. I kind of knew I was going to do it again. But, you know, there we go. Now we're lined up right. We really need to get this cotton plowed out and planted to wheat since we're not going to mess with it. That might be a next episode chore. Because I want to get this rolled and then we need to the silage put in so that we can start fermenting some silage. Then after that, I feel like we can go ahead and get this put into wheat hopefully before. Actually, that's a good question. I need to check. Let's just take a quick mandatory break here. Let's see. We're gonna check. Okay, so planting season for wheat is in October. Okay, and November. So yeah, that'll work out because we'll get this rolled and then get the silage put in, and then we'll be able to rip this out. We could actually honestly plow it right now just so that it's done. And then come back to it with the seeder here next month. Might be the easiest thing for us to do. I don't know, we'll see. We just got a little bit left of this, and then we're gonna go see what size silage pit we want to put in front of the barn there. The other thing too is we gotta start being more mindful as well with the money. We're starting to get down a little bit with our beginning investment of our inheritance. So we're gonna have to probably start pulling loans if we get too much further into debt. But I honestly don't think it's gonna cost us that much to put in silage pit in the area that we want it. And then we have 400,000 left. But if we're gonna do straw, we're gonna have to save up some money to at least lease a harvester, which I didn't really want to lease, but it's that alone, which a lease to own would basically be the same thing. We're just not taking it from the bank, technically. Because at least we can return and decide not to purchase after the agreement, but depending on the mileage and everything that we're going to be putting on it, the equipment hours, that's going to be something we'll have to look into as well. See if it's worth it to just buy it. Did we get this little bottom half down here? Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit left right here to do. Alright, we can fold this up. Sure, that's all of it. Got everything rolled here, so this will all be really nice looking grass here next year or so. Since we can't get rid of this building anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and use it to put some of this stuff in. We can store tools and stuff down here. This roller we'll need it again eventually anyway, so like I said, since we can't sell it, we might as well use it. We could still put bales or something down in here that we get off of this grass, but then again, we're not really baling because we're using that mower that we got. So we'll go ahead and leave the roller there for now. And we'll park this back up here where it goes. Everything's seated, so we don't have to get the seeder back out right now. Alright. I knew that was going to be an interesting place to put that. Alright, so... Oh man, we're going to have to come back and get this, but I think I can just drive out the other side. So right here is where I'm thinking we're going to put the silage pit. Let's go ahead and find a silage pit to put in. Alright, so those are some pretty substantial silage pits. Probably more we're bargaining for, I think. Hopefully they're not the only ones. These are honestly, I mean, that's not bad right there. Overlaps with an object. I hate that that covers so much of that building though. So that's, I mean, we could go here. Or we just... Is it? I don't know, it's a tough one. It's a tough decision on where to put these silos. I wish that one's a little bit smaller. Is there something... I mean, do we really need a giant one? Could we put something like this? Like, just right, sitting right there or something? I mean, is there a reason we couldn't do that? Well, that's... yeah, there is, because that's manure. So, that's why we couldn't do that. But like, what if... No, they're just all too big. So there was something I wanted to look at here because I was just remembering. So yeah, all of these workshops are here as well for different buildings. But I was thinking about the fact that I'm pretty sure we downloaded. Yeah. So this is the cattle feed mixer. So if I was gonna take up any land, like grassland, and be okay with it, it would definitely have to be for this. And basically this would make all of our TMR forms. And we could put that right over here. Or we could even, you know, since we're gonna get rid of this anyway, we could put it down here. Where we come down here and get all the stuff. It's in a opposite location. We can put the grass and everything pretty much straight into here. Which there's a lot of grass out there. So I'm okay with that. But I think we'll figure that out on the next episode. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Let me know in the next episode what you're thinking about that, as far as the TMR. If you think we should put it down there or not, or if we should put a silo in somewhere up here. You know, we can take out those trees. We can put one that's a little bit bigger in that section. Still, you know, it's an option. But again, if you did like it, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like. Let me know in the comments again. Let me know what you think about that TMR mixer, or if you want to go with the silage pit. But anyways, guys, we'll see you on the next episode. Peace.